Hello, hello everyone. How are you? Another day, another opportunity. Hey Google, turn off the music. Google's got a little mind of its own today, so we don't want to pay any attention to that. Like literally. I asked him to turn off the music earlier, and then he stopped playing the advertisements, but started playing the music. And now, as you just witnessed, just turned on. So I was pulling the cards out in order to get them shuffled, and I had to correct a statement I had made in a video before. I said, oh, I started with about 75 cards, and I think I have a little over 300. Well, I've got 600 cards here. That's astonishing. It really is. Okay, so the first group was professional, and then we had mutate light. So mutate is something that happens within the body, of course. It's usually with your genetics. When your genetics or your DNA just kind of mutate out of nowhere, um, it just kind of happens. Um, I know there's some strains of arthritis that is caused from a mutated gene, and it's the MTHFR gene that when it mutates, it causes all kinds of stuff. Autoimmune disease, even autism, or Asperger's, I should say. It contributes to that. It also makes it hard for your body to process vitamin B's, as in boy. Somehow it doesn't process it, I guess, and it sits in your system, and then it wreaks havoc. It causes other symptoms. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionalist, so please do your research on it. But it's when your gene mutates, the MTHFR gene, and it can cause the arthritis and whatnot. It's a mutation in our system. So perhaps there's somebody here who has some kind of gene mutation, or some kind of genetic mutation, or some kind of spiritual or mental mutation that causes them to, which has caused them to become a professional, has a professional level ability of mutating light. Maybe changing the darkness into light. Just like Google kind of was doing its own thing, and it was turning music on when I didn't even ask it to. Maybe this person has the same intention or the same ability to be able to turn dark situations into light situations without even being asked to. All it takes is for someone to be around them in their presence in order to do that. There could also be a higher power, the Most High, who has mutated this light, the darkness, to the light, bringing things to awareness. I know that we are in some kind of, I want to say, planetary alignment, or maybe it was the eclipse that I overheard someone saying that whatever the eclipse is, I think it's in Leo. I could have the planet wrong or whatnot, but apparently because of that occurrence, we are doing a lot of awareness. Things are coming to the light, things are coming to the surface, things that we need to change, the things that we need to completely get rid of. We've got a rescue mission. Someone could be seeing something totally different now, and now they're coming in to lead a rescue mission for someone, and it could be the victim in the situation who's being, I don't know why I can't say it, victim blaming Medusa apparently was a victim of a crime, and then they cursed her, thinking they were doing the right thing, perhaps, to keep her safe. And now everything she looks at or gazes or stares at turns to stone, so the hearts of her desire turns to stone. So it's pretty much you're blaming the victim. It's like you're loading the victim on with more than they need to deal with. They've already been through enough. And now you're going to add this to their situation? That's so not cool. So someone's got some kind of rescue mission on that. And they're trying to swap the broke pockets that was brought to this person because of it. This person wasn't supposed to be broke. This person was not supposed to even need to be rescued at this point. So whoever was trying to hurt Medusa will now be broke. It says, are you ready? We've got the queen bee, the busy bee, someone who's going to be a little bit busier than usual. Are you ready for that? Because whatever this was that was brought to light is going to create a situation in which you are just a busy bee. Oh, look, there's a rat. The chakra system. And a dragonfly. The rats cause a lot of destruction, right? There has been rats known to be pets. I know I had pets, rats. I had a friend who had rats in her locker in junior high. And she set up the top of her locker where those hooks are. She put a board in there, and then she put in a baby rat. And she decided that she wanted to get a hamster instead, so she gave me her rat. And I already had one. So we had I had the two rats in my locker. And we got busted. We sure did. We got busted. We had rats and hamsters in our locker at school, and we got busted. We took really good care of them. They had everything they needed, but we got busted. So I took my rats home, and I don't know why I wouldn't have asked my mom for them. Maybe it was a poor choice. But instead I decided that I would have them in my closet. And again, I took good care of them. They ended up having babies because I did not realize that we had different genders, because as I said, we had them when they were babies. So they ended up having offspring, and I went away to with my mom's, with friends of the family. We took a trip, and I told her, I mean, you gotta love how the Most High works, because my mom was not asking about them. She was not saying anything about them until I said, hey, could you give my animals love for me while I'm gone? Give them all hugs when I'm gone. She goes, even the ones in your closet? I was like, oh my gosh. I didn't want to say OMG because I don't like to use the Most High's name in that context, so I had to fix it. Anywho, so I got busted at home. The babies had babies. It was a situation that once I got home, I had discovered had gotten way out of hand. Again, they had plenty of food, they had plenty of water, they were very well taken care of. Um, they had started taking material from my dress that was in the closet and made their nest for the new babies. So it was kind of mayhem in there. My mom was not comfortable with having rats in the house. So we ended up taking them to the pet store, of which they took them for us and traded them in for a guinea pig. I was allowed to have the guinea pig. Anywho, I don't know why that story was brought up with the rats. I mean, the rats have come up before, so they're a little bit destructive. A rat in any situation could be the one who's the tattletale. Someone who's telling on someone, which it's like if you're doing something wrong, then is it really a rat? You know what I mean? Because you're not supposed to be doing something wrong anyway. Maybe it's a pack rat. Maybe someone needs to get busy and kind of declutter their house. Maybe in the eyes of other people, their house might be looking like a little bit of a pack rat, like you keep everything. In doing that, that will balance the chakra system, and it will bring in those spiritual gifts and messages that are meant to be there. So you got to get busy and go through stuff. We've got a little busy bee. Maybe someone's going to be moving into their own little shack. Or not, because we had this switch up here as far as the broke pockets, right? So maybe someone's going to be moving into an established, nice, luxurious apartment building. Maybe they're going to be moving from a shack. Maybe it appears to be not a shack, but it is a shack. How does the bottom get? Oh, I must have cut. No, I don't think so. But I need a new sleeve for that, I guess. It's funny that the shack is the one with the broken sleeve. Anywho, we've got our Fluff and Fold. This is also the Gemini card. Time to do some laundry. Could be someone's laundering the funds. This person could be in a shack mentality. Scrub, we don't want no scrubs. Someone's entitled, perhaps, or seeming to be kind of entitled because they don't want to live in a shack. I'd live in a shack. I wouldn't have any issue living in a shack, honestly. My only concern is the safety of the neighborhood. I'm too old to worry about safety. I've spent many years feeling unsafe, even in safe neighborhoods. So, I mean, there's that. There's holes in somebody's cheese, inside somebody's mentality. There's holes in somebody's story of poverty. There could be holes in somebody's finances as well that we found out with the whole broke situation. Mind you, when the cards were split, it was before the whole broke and the swap came out. We were just looking at the rescue mission. So someone's coming in to save the victim. This whole shack situation is very unbalanced. It's not even in the least. This could have something to do with the time during Halloween where someone just threw the dice and took a gamble, not realizing that whoever this victim was faces their fears with love. They keep their area clean. This is the toilet tissue. I mean, the writing's always been on the wall, and so now they have to take a double take with whatever it was that they didn't see. I got double. They didn't see that this person was always full of grace and they were always full of forgiveness for others. They didn't see that. All they were concerned about was making that trip up the ladder. Of which they weren't there very long with the snack card. I don't know how I'm gonna, I think I may have to take snack out. I don't know how I'm gonna make a card on snack, because I already have potato chips and I already have beef jerky. I don't know. But they weren't there a very long time. Everybody has their place. Everyone knows their place. Instinctively, everyone already has a place. Universally, everyone has their place. You can't think that you're going to swap places with somebody else permanently. That's just asinine. A little birdie told me about some kind of boundaries, perhaps, that were crossed for this ladybug, this lucky one, the one that cleans up the aphids in the neighborhood, making decisions one by one versus strategy, maneuvering through the circus of Hollywood or Los Angeles or death for that matter. Going from the restaurants to the castle. This betrayal is about to be announced by the hoot hoot owl that's been watching in the background. I just colored that in yesterday. Isn't that cute? It turned out alright. Whenever I do my art, it's like I look at it, I'm like, oh, that's not cute at all. And then all of a sudden, it's like you look at it later and you're like, oh my gosh, that turned out okay. Alright, so we've got a little one over here. Perfect timing with the microphone, making a little noise. Make a little noise. Get down tonight. I'm going to go ahead and stop this video because this is a different video. I decided that the whole shuffling would be different than the main read. So that was just a little prelim. Oh no! I don't know how much of that video did not get heard. I just saw my microphone was off. I guess I'll have to go back and check it before I do the next live, and I'll have to recap on it if it wasn't good. I wonder if maybe someone put it in the comments when the audio went out. Does anybody know who's here when the audio went out? Oh, here we go. Your rats even got an education. They sure did. Hi, Mike. Hey, you don't like to say the Lord's name in vain, but the cards are... No, the cards are artwork. And, biblically speaking, the Bible will tell you certain things in order to keep yourself safe. And so when they're speaking about psychics, they do so because psychics can mislead people, and that's where the issue is. They don't want people to be misled. So for the safety of others and for the safety of God's children and keeping them from being misled, that's why it says that as far as divination. Not to mention, and I've mentioned in other videos, that divination is only the energy in what is currently happening. So if there's a path ahead that the person is going to take that they weren't considering at the time of a reading, then they would take that path and the whole reading would be void because they've made a choice other than what was current in the energy of when it was being read. So make sure that when you are dealing with biblical senses that you're not just regurgitating or just holding on to what you've been told without, and I'm not saying that you haven't, because you maybe have, considered what the passages are meaning to you directly without the input of other people. Yeah. But thank you for the comment, and thank you for the careful concern. Thank you for being here. I'm going to go ahead and see where if the audio cut out midstream on this, and then I'll be back to do the actual read. Thank you so much for being here. Take care and make it a great day.